so easily.
See, I can see your face and I can tell you're lying.
What do you mean? No, this StreamYard?
Oh, it did? It worked great?
Oh, God, it's great.
How come you look so angry? You had like a micro expression going on.
No, because
you were so angry right there.
No, I was. No, I'm sorry. I know I'm looking at myself in the screen right now. I don't know. Do I look angry?
Not right there, but when you were talking, you looked angry.
Oh,
you said you were like, I am so glad that this was so seamless, and it looked like you were about to kill somebody.
because it's been this battle. Here's a perfect example where I need to follow my own advice. Where did all that worrying and anger and rage get me that Google Hangouts canceled and we wouldn't be able to do it anymore? Where did it get me?
Well, it got you to investigate other options.
No, it got me nowhere. All it did was raise my blood pressure unnecessarily, because I even said in a podcast before, I'm going to let the young dopes like TJ Martinell and Chris Beckloff and those guys figure it out. And they did. They did. Okay. And I think everyone kind of agreed on StreamYard. And look, already Atham, $2 from Atham Eldecchio. It's working brilliantly, DT.
Oh my gosh. Just a second. Sorry. Okay.
Is it coming live on your end?
Yep. I just had to mute it real quick. And Atham's going, wah.
What's up?
Or is that what's up? Or is that
see the
wah?
S?
Oh, it's what? Oh, that's an F. I couldn't see the S.
And how appropriate that Atham is the first one to give a donation on the new and improved. And I'll tell you this, whoever come with this StreamYard, I'm not joking. I'm going to donate $100 to this guy or what, because this is free. This is free software, but it is so much better and streamlined. Have you ever tried to run a new video from YouTube's new service like webcam? Have you tried to run?
No, I tried with their old one, and I downloaded some other program to do it. So whenever I get off my ass and start the Black Brigade again, maybe I should use StreamYard, huh?
Absolutely. This is because it piggybacks off. Basically, you use this to log into your YouTube, and it does everything YouTube doesn't.
Yep. Right.
That Hangouts used to do. And I think it just uses YouTube as a place to store the data.
Sure. So it's a pass through, obviously, but it's an easier pass through than their GUI or their pass through system that they have built in.
Right. And it's it's much easier, much more intuitive. Anyone can figure this out. I remember I used to know how to use OBS, which is a way to, and maybe the day is coming, because right now YouTube is still getting 30% cut of these super chats. And since YouTube is being such a bipolar dick of a girlfriend, I kind of want to find a way to like completely cut them out of it. So if StreamYard ever gets the functionality that you could just, I'll glad, like if StreamYard wants to make 10% or 15% or 20%, I'd rather give it to them than YouTube.
Right.
But well, right now,
if they're doing this for free right now, they'd probably just do what, 5%?
Well, here's what concerns me. Do you remember VidMe?
I sort of remember it. Yeah.
YouTube went on its first crusade against content creators and was demonetizing this. And then there are a couple places springing up, and VidMe was one of them. And VidMe had a great user interface, very logical, very slick, superior to YouTube. And YouTube was pretty good, I won't lie. Dailymotion was a pain in the ass. I looked at several others, even did videos about them. But VidMe was real slick. I really liked it. And they ran out of funding. They ran out of financing.
Right. I suppose it's the bandwidth thing. They just need to make sure that they're paying enough, or they've got enough bandwidth to handle all the demand, and that's what they need the money for. And if they can just stay ahead of that curve, they'll keep going, right?
Right.
Basically.
But now here's where my limitations of the world of IT and computers, perhaps somebody in the chat room can tell us. Services like Streamlabs, BitChute, and what's the other one? Twitch. They bypass that by having kind of a Napster peer-to-peer sharing network. They torrent it, which if that's what, if I remember correctly, torrent means everybody else has a little bit of that data. So it's spread across the system that already exists and infrastructure that already exists, that you don't have to spend new money to buy new servers and storage capacity.
Is it like Skynet, basically, where everybody's computer is basically the network?
Yes.
They're using your computer upload or whatever's happening. Whatever, when they need computers, they just pull on your computer and they'll use part of your computer.
I suppose, yes. Kind of like same, and that's what I thought Napster or LimeWire was.
Yeah.
Back in the day, or the Borg, in the future.
Right.
But that's how they avoid the cost. And so what they're really only providing is the software to do the streaming, and then it saves somewhere else. Right. But here they're playing off of YouTube. It saves on YouTube. But I would just like to get away from YouTube in total.
Right. Well, as we all want to, I think.
Right. Like if I could use them to like, hey, here's my videos. I save it on YouTube and save it on their servers, but then the super chats can go somewhere else. And I think Streamlabs allowed for that, but Streamlabs is so user unfriendly. I used to know how to use it once, and then they completely upgraded, they quote improved to the point I'm like, okay, you just went from a P-51 Mustang to the controls of the Saturn V rocket. Now what the fuck happened here? I used to know how to fly this thing. So I'm waiting for that day, but I got other shit to deal with right now that, fine. YouTube, you can have your 30% shekel cut, for now.
30%. That's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah. But dude.
Oh, and why? So 30 effing, I'm going to try to not swear. The new DT.
Oh, is this
from South Dakota?
What?
Yeah.
Really? What?
I'm going to try not to swear. Yeah.
Okay.
But why, if they're getting 30 effing percent, why are they banning people? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's a lot. That's a big cut. And these guys that they're banning are probably making them tons of money.
Well, they were making them tons of money. Yes.
Yeah. Until they demonetize them. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
What I'm thinking is you're seeing and I'm going to be writing about it on LinkedIn, called the 1099 superior race. But what you're seeing is this isn't anything new, but where the original founders are slowly being pushed out by corporate manager types who know what they're doing because they have MBAs from East Coast schools.
Right.
And the modern day managerial fad is politics over profits now.
Yeah.
And
I just find it ironic that they are now your money ain't good here.
Yeah,
people, right?
Boy,
your money ain't good around here.
you know, Stexenhammer 666.
Yeah, I have heard.
He's more into the business behind the scene. I use this more as a tool because I have shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
His business is the business. It is the industry. So he's much more in tune with what's going on with YouTube and the likes of that. And he's pointing out one thing is that in order to get advertisers to have your video, YouTube will take your videos. You can upload your videos, but if you want to monetize it all, it has to be the most boring, squeaky clean South Dakota DT. Sunday school. Yeah, well, it is. It's got to be the most, like, I always thought like a really cool channel, like just if I wanted to cash in, like I throw in the towel, fine, fuck it, would be puppies and little kids. And all I do is I say, look, I'll pay you $20. Have your little 2-year-old run around with the puppy you got him. I'll give you $20 to film it. It's not going to be pretty. You got to trust me. My name's Aaron Clear. You can find me. You can sue me. Your husband can beat the shit out of me if he wants. I'm just, and I'll give you a cut. Okay, I'll give you a cut. You can't even do that now because anytime there's a kid in the video, bam, automatically demonetized.
Oh, okay.
Even if it's just, kid on the swing or kid trick or treating, doing kid like things. Mm-hmm. Nope. It is immediately demonetized. And they're becoming such ideologues that you're soon not going to be able to do any. So now it's just puppies. Now it's just going to be puppies.
Wow. So even there are some stations that my kids watch that had kids, basically testing out toys and stuff like that. And I'm sure they are making tons of money. Now they're demonetized because they're kids?
Because of the kids. Yep.
Because they don't want parents basically making money off of their kids.
No, I think it's more pedophilia concerns.
Yeah, maybe.
Some precious liberal white quanta with her MBA or social justice warrior degree probably had a complaint and thought, oh, if there's kids, well, then somebody might ejaculate to those kids. And then
I think there was a station that basically videoed it was supposed to be funny, and they were basically sort of abusing their children verbally. And it was
Yeah,
supposed to be funny, and that's probably what kicked it off. Was like, okay,
maybe
these parents are using their kids to, do quote comedy, and
right.
it's basically almost kind of like slave labor type of, child labor
Sure,
laws or whatever. So yeah, I guess that sort of makes sense. But
But look at the Pandora's box, not only YouTube, but all the social media thing that they're going to regulate speech. And there was that article, Facebook now, a third of their employees are censors or content editors.
Yeah, and that was a while ago. That might
That
have
was
changed.
a while ago. Yeah, I'm wondering what it is now. I'm like, you know what? What if you just went up to your advertisers, say, look, dumbasses, all right, there's going to be a lot of shit out there that's bad, and I think people know just because Procter and Gamble's Colgate commercial ran before some Muslim terrorist did a video on kill the infidels. I think people know that Colgate didn't consciously want to endorse killing the infidels.
Didn't there used to be disclaimers about we don't endorse any products shown in this television show or something? There was something like that. There was always like the standard disclaimer about what was seen during the show or the commercials or whatever. And I mean, yeah, it doesn't.
It seems a lot easier business model to me to say, hey, we're not responsible. You want to run ads on our platforms. We're not going to guarantee they're not going to end up on something. Now, I understand criminal things like, okay, a terrorist comes in. I've even made this argument before. Let anybody post anything. Because if all of a sudden there's child pornography, we know that fucker's IP address. Yeah. We know that terrorist address. We know this guy, I'm going to blow up the school or something. We know that guy. We got him. We got him. This is a big net. We could use this for help. But no, now they got to. I don't want to be in. I bet you I would love to have a censor on, because you got to wonder what they go through. Because, okay, they get pissed off because they see conservative news or communist news or whatever, but they probably see some pretty dark shit. They probably see feces and, maybe torturing animals and I can't imagine that's good for your health. But why? You know what?
It's
Let them put it up there.
It's like cops that have to look through a criminal's computer or whatever. I mean, the shit that they have to see,
or you come up on a death scene. Yeah. And I'm just, but not my company. You want to play ball? Fine. This is what we're going to do. But now I think the pendulum has swung way too far to the other side, where it is going to be rated G only. And it's going to be the most boring fucking Disney shit.
Well, that
can get qualified for advertising.
There actually was some news that Trump is going to issue an executive order regarding big tech censorship and all that kind of stuff. And they released some draft versions of the executive order. I'm just going by, I listen to Alex Jones. That's about the only guy I listen to now, because he's right on a lot of things and he's kind of ahead of the curve. And he said, yeah, there's some good things in this executive order, but there's also it's kind of like the FCC coming in and saying, oh, okay, now you can't have swearing. Now you can't have crude jokes or whatever. And so that's just reinforcing what you're saying, because you don't pay attention to news anymore, that, yeah, it probably is going in this direction of G-rated, boring crap.
Yeah. No, it's funny how people on the left, particularly in big tech, fancy themselves, progressives and modern day liberals, and they mock and ridicule foolish Christians who believe in the cloud god in the sky. And it's like, meanwhile, boy, the religious right, even in their heyday in the late 80s in the 700 Club, had nowhere near the hard-on for censorship you guys do. Just nowhere near. I mean, are we going to start banning Slayer shirts because there's a pentagram on it? Is it the sign of the devil because Iron Maiden sing for the devil or whatever the song was?
Motley Crue, all that stuff, and it just made it more popular. Yeah, it's like the left back then said, when the right tries to ban stuff, it makes it more popular. Right. And now those same leftists are trying to ban stuff on the right. And what's happening? Lo and behold, it's more popular than ever.
More popular, yeah. It's just anyway. So I'm glad you can make it. Let's get to the super chats real quick here. I'm just amazed. For once, it worked. There was like 4 major things I had to deal with because we're building the house, and I needed to crack some skulls there. Now that's rolling. Because I moved, there's been some snafus with my banks and my LLC. That's kind of important.
Yep.
And some people at the banks, the banks fucked up. So I got to go and contact the IRS. Say, no, I'm not trying to cheat you. Here's my new address. I'm fucking around. See, I paid. Chad Elkins, help me. So that was fun. There was some fourth thing. And then there was this. This was the other thing where it's like, God, and they all hit at the same. There was like a month time where I was like almost back to normal. We had moved in, everything was going well, and nope, it just went off. So now we're coming around the dark side of the moon. Finally, we got radio communication again, and it looks like everything's new and improved. Actually,
well, we're still behind on the old Hunker Bunker 2.0 here. You know,
how
we move out to South Dakota, and you know we have actually the garage is almost ready to park vehicles in it now. Okay. But up until that point, we had multiple hailstorms run through, so we're gonna have to make claims for our vehicles.
Really?
One day I go out there and I turn the key on one of the vehicles and it's not turning over. It's not starting. It was a problem that we had back in Minnesota that I thought I had fixed and it wasn't. And so it's like you say, I mean, it's big enough. You're having a house being built and moving and all that kind of stuff. I've moved, and that's enough work right there alone. Oh, yeah. And then these things get added onto it. It's like, oh crap. I need to, make a claim for the roof, and I need to make a claim for all the vehicles because they were all parked outside, and one of them doesn't start now, so I need to find a mechanic in town, and it just adds on to everything. So, but I have time now to be on the ACDT podcast.
Is this the ACDT podcast?
The ACDT. Yeah.
Well, are you going to set that up?
I've got an intro.
Okay. And you have a channel?
I do not have a channel.
You're like the girl. I'm going to start a company, and so I drew a brand name logo. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You got the assembly line. You have employees. Have you set up an LLC? Do you have a bank account? No, but I made a logo. It's a cute puppy.
Aren't we just going to go through one of your awesome channels with all the subscribers, and it'll just be a sub podcast?
Do you want your own? Don't you want your own?
I've got a
set
channel.
It up.
I mean, I've got my Don T. Tread. I've got it. That's why I'm talking to you right now.
Okay, all right. Well, no, you're through your but why don't you host one yourself? I'll send you the traffic. Don't worry. I'll link to you, especially if you have me on. But that way you can have the ACDT podcast. Okay. I already got 2 podcasts. I don't want to. Technically, I got 3 because I started doing an El Rando El Crapo third one where I'm driving in my car and I got nothing else to do, so I'll record on my phone. So the audio quality is just great. And I upload those the one so far, to my Patreon account. So like the people who are kind enough to donate to Patreon, they got something more to, instead of just Mary Joe's tits and one article, they get a podcast now. So I have 3 podcasts. I don't need a fourth.
You don't need another one.
You run one. You take advantage of responsibility. You take the lead on this one.
All right. Once I get my hail damage claim and my car fixed and all the boxes unpacked, I'll get it. I'll get it squared away. Yeah.
Since it is the older brother podcast, we might as well learn a lesson and pass it on to the younger brothers and sisters, don't you think?
Yes.
This is very important. And again, don't do as I do as I say, or whatever the saying is.
Right. That's close. Yep.
You and I probably got real pissed off because we couldn't get production done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really bothered me is I have lost almost 2 months of like new GDP production. Yes, I'm doing asshole consulting. Yes, I'm getting some stuff done. I haven't been able to write a new book. I haven't been able to write some goddamn posts. All because I'm dealing with compliance, regulation, people fucking up, other people's mistakes, and the consequences of that. And it really started pissing me off. Like I didn't even really hit the gym all that much. And it dawned on me.
I just got back in. Did leg day yesterday.
Good. So. But it dawned on me. Sometimes life is like that, where and you can make it worse, getting all pissed off and angry about it, or you could just push through, get it done. But there are going to be times that you're going to be on fire, everything's going, and then a cylinder is going to blow or something. And you're going to have to spend some time, sometimes months, maybe, just getting back to zero, just getting back to normal. You might have to put some things on hold.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the lesson with your hail damage and moving. And God, you had to wait, Lord knows how long for that pod to show up.
Yep.
Yep.
that delayed things. You're all ready and raring to go. Oh, it's not coming this week.
Well, it wouldn't really matter. Well, how much more rain did you get? I remember I was out there.
Oh my God, it's been raining. This I guess has been the wettest it's been out here in a long time. So
okay.
I took the weather with me, unfortunately. And it actually has been humid. It's good. It's nice now, but it has been very wet. And
really?
Yep.
Okay.
And I guess they get a lot of hail in the Black Hills area.
They get hail, yeah, but I could not believe we had 3 tornado warnings in 3 days. That just never happens. I mean,
we just had a severe thunderstorm roll through today.
Yeah.
It's just
tornadoes?
It's like no tornadoes, but I guess there was supposed to be some hail with that one. Oh, there was hail. Yeah, because we went out and about and we're looking on the side of the road at Lake Pactola. I'm sure you've been there.
I've been there many times.
Like, this looks like fucking whoops. This looks like snow on the ground. And it was hail on the shadowed side of the hills. So it was deep enough to look like snow.
You know Marcus Brown, right?
I don't know him, but I know of him.
You know of him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this hike called Sunday Gulch. Me and the GF and him, we went out to the Black Hills, and I think we did Harney's Peak. Then we came down. I think we did Sunday Gulch, and so Sunday Gulch is in a gulch, and it's very narrow crevasse, very cliffy, and very tree canopy. So it doesn't get a lot of sun. So we had gotten there, and it had the hail had been there for so long. It was starting to melt into ice and pockets of snow, but it would still be little bits of hail. So you knew originally it was hail.
Yeah, right.
And it was damn well near 3 inches deep. And this was like September, I believe. No, it was May. It was May. And you can get some nasty hail up in the mountains there.
And then the rain just, washes it and it collects in the low spots. And you've got, you've got 4 inches of hail sitting there ready to cool your beer on your hike.
In case you...
I had to tell Atham something since he was here first. I am drinking. I don't know if it'll be a drunk DT podcast, but I've started, and I've got his favorite bourbon, Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig straight rye whiskey. Well, I guess that's not bourbon then. Whistle Pig straight rye whiskey, 10-year. So cheers, Atham.
He's doing rather well out west, let's just say. He's doing...
Tie yourself off. Tie yourself off when you're on those rooftops, Atham. Don't want you tumbling.
Well, he's had enough experience falling down. Oh, in his rock climbing days.
Oh, I suppose, man. He knows how to land then. He's like,
he does.
If I fall... It's like the parachuters during World War II, right? They had to learn how to... That was a huge part of their training was jumping off a 10-foot wall or whatever and learning how to hit the ground right. Yeah.
Right. Roll a certain way. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So Bacon Maldito for 223. He says Pokeball shekels for the third 54th episode. What is this? The third 54th episode?
Don't know. Is it?
I don't even. Hang on. Let me look here. No.
So it should be 56.
57? I don't know. What it boils down to is I don't want to log in and look it up. I'm like, I think it's 54.
Counting, man, the maths is hard, right?
It's not even the maths; it's the lookings ups. Fucking baby boomer parents. You hear your little kid, you're curious. What does this mean? Look it up in the fucking dictionary. It's like, that's a way to bond with your kid. Yeah, a little 7-year-old kid wants to know the meaning of a word. Look it up in the dictionary.
That's one of my favorite jokes in It's a Wonderful Life. The real dark part where George Bailey's like, what do I look like, a dictionary? I just love that part.
Does it look like I'm reading? It's like, oh, okay, never mind. Children just wanted to talk to you. I hope you're really like cheap nerd when they want to call. I'm busy. What do you think? I'm your entertainment? He is right. Bacon is right. This is the 55th episode.
55th. Okay. 55th. So the second 54th.
The second 54th.
Okay.
Because the first 54th was so good, we had to split it up into another one.
So there was 54.5?
Yeah, and 54 version 2.0.
Okay. Gotcha.
Here, Johnny 5. Napster still had centralized servers, hence why they got shut down. Okay.
Sure.
Bacon Maldito for 762. Very clever there. See what he did? That's extra shekels for not being able to super chat harass you lately. At work yelling at stupid drivers is thinking of the show content on Instagram models. Dang, have you seen Bacon's Instagram models recently?
No.
Oh, man, he gets some good ones, of which I completely steal and lift from his channel. But there's always the random cute girls. He gets these ones that are like beautiful and sexy at the same time, and they're wearing just the right type of outfit. I don't know. He's got an eye for it. I wish I could codify or identify specifically what it is he does to get those girls, but I'm just like, dang. Look at
So
that.
he finds them. They're not sending him.
No.
Okay.
I'm the only one in the entire Red Pill community that has women model. I am the only one that has his own personal model through Mary Jo. I'm the only one.
But I mean, if he had like models eating bacon, that would be awesome.
Then that'd be then we'd also
Bacon Maldito modeling bacon.
Modeling girls eating bacon.
Yeah.
See, now there's a channel that might get through YouTube's. But who knows? Are bikinis allowed anymore on YouTube? I don't know.
Bacon bikinis.
So $7.62 from Bacon. He says, extra shekels for not being able to super chat harass you lately at work yelling stupid drivers and thinking of show content on Instagram models. And I told him in the previous podcast, if he's listening now, I want to make sure he listens to this. Bacon, for a fraction of the money you donate to this podcast, you can get yourself a SoundCloud or Libsyn account, which will have unlimited time on the video or audio you can upload. So I don't know. I think Instagram has a limited amount. That's why he has multiple files per podcast. And you and the man used to do that, and it would piss me the fuck off. Oh, it's coming up on the 48-minute mark. Now we got to stop. And I'm like, you guys are just getting warmed up.
That was through GoDaddy. GoDaddy WordPress sucked. And now I'm through WordPress.com, which has unlimited time.
There you go. Yeah, just don't even. There are some things just to pay for.
I was paying plenty for GoDaddy. And
really?
I guess I was just paying for who's the chick car driver person that did all the
Danica
modeling.
Patrick.
Yeah. I guess I was paying for that, not for time for podcasts.
So that's Bacon. I'm just scrolling through. Atham likes the Whistle Pig.
It's good.
It is good. I had it many years ago.
And you don't think are you starting up again or
no? We're back on the wagon again.
I like Seinfeld's bit about on the wagon or off the wagon. Like
what's that?
You don't know what I mean. It's like okay, so the way that it's supposed to be is that you fall off the wagon when you're drunk. Is that the way that it's supposed to be?
No, I think you're on the wagon of sobriety, then you fall off the wagon if you drink. I don't know if you fall off the wagon because you're drunk. Yeah. Although maybe that had its origins there.
Maybe. But Seinfeld was like, well, wouldn't the people on the wagon be the ones having all the fun drinking? That's what his sort of point was. That shouldn't it be reversed? I mean, on the wagon's the more fun one, right?
Yeah, darn it. Is it on my other? There is an article I wanted to pull up. There's Gillette. Did that one.
We got all kinds. I mean, I've been sort of dying to get back at the podcasting because the news is so effing crazy right now.
Nationally or Minnesota? You've been sending a couple from Minnesota.
Everything's crazy. Everything's nuts. And it's just like I sit there and I'll read it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll feel my blood pressure start to rise. And I'm talking to Mrs. DT and I can feel myself start to rise. And then I look outside and I look at our view, which our view. And I'm like,
very nice.
That's why we moved here. And just nice big inhale and exhale. And it's just, I'm reminded almost daily of why I escaped Minnesota and am here and maybe one of the last vestiges of freedom in the United States. So.
Well, give me one. Otherwise, I got to grab hang on. Let me grab my laptop. Hang on.
Okay. Well, what should we talk about, lieutenants? Should we talk about Epstein? Should we talk about maybe some more Epstein?
I found this article when I was on traveling at the Southern Command, and I'm like, this had DT written all over it, but I don't have it on my desktop list. I'll pull it up here and then find it. But what was that article you sent me about the Minnesota schools?
Oh, Minnesota.
What was? Just give me the rundown, because
Oh,
I don't read articles anymore because I'm just like, I'm too tired. I don't have time. I don't give a shit.
Oh man, I got to get to my. That's the nice thing about Facebook, is that I half the time I post so that, I mean, back when I was doing the podcast, yeah, I'd post things for myself.
Let me, look that up. I'm going to go through the super chats. Another benefit of the StreamYard thing, YouTube doesn't constantly readjust the chat room. It's static, so I can scroll through all of them, so we won't lose any super chats. So if you want to donate, we can go all the way back and see if you did. And when they're like, oh, YouTube only, we only showed the last 50 posts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why we would miss some super chats. I kind of felt bad, but I'm like, okay, guys, hold off. Now, guys, open up the floodgates. Let's get some blood shekels. Let's raise me $100,000 so I now have a fully funded IRA and I never have to worry about anything ever again.
Man, is this a long time ago? I just copied you on a current one.
There was something about schools. The worst for blacks?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I believe that, because really, Minneapolis has the worst district for the black community. I don't know. Southside Chicago, I think, with all of its murders, probably is a little bit worse. Philly, Baltimore.
I think it was done by some financial company or institution. And I think it was mainly financial. And they looked at disparities as well. So they looked at
the differences. White people work so hard.
You got to look at the differences. See, it's not.
And I'm sorry that the freshly imported Somalis who make $600 a year and have 7 to 8 kids each. I'm sorry. I mean, come on, really? You're going to compare? That's comparing apples to oranges. Give them a generation or two to adapt. Really, people fresh off the boat don't make that much money. No kidding.
They're exactly the same as us, though, Clary. I mean, they're exactly the same. There's no differences between
not immigrants. Not when you come here with $200 in your hand. Yeah,
it's all racism.
That's like saying, hey, we took this kid fresh out of middle school who's like the picture of his baseball team, and now we're comparing him to the major league. Oh, look how much shitty. Oh, look at the disparity. It's like the kid just came out of middle school. That's he's not supposed to.
Right, exactly. So I found it. It was from intellectualtakeout.org. Why graduation rates are meaningless. And that was a pretty good article where basically it showed for the last 10 years or so a graph of graduation rates, and it's showing the trend line going up for both the state and for, Minneapolis schools or whatever. And then you look at both the state and Minneapolis schools, you look at proficiency in 10th grade reading. Does the student meet 10th grade reading standards?
And so this is Minneapolis versus the state.
It's everything, actually. They looked at both. They looked at both the schools that you would think would be having trouble, and they're looking at the entire state as a whole.
All right.
The white portions of the state, and those trend lines for proficiency in 10th grade reading are going down, while the graduation rates are lines going up. So it's all fake. It's all. And I just thought you're always talking about the schools. Oh, you can't leave Minnesota because the schools are so good.
The schools are so good.
The schools are so good. Yeah, your 10th grader can't read at a 10th grade level.
Oh man!
Bravo for all the money that you just pour into these schools.
See, and what makes a good school? Really? Good schools? What if it's just like good kids and good parents, and it's just it's not like, this school was built better, it was made out of better material, and the desks are this and that. It's kind of like the concept of magic dirt. All the illegals and the legal aliens come here thinking, oh, America, I made it. It's like, no, you're still a piece of shit scumbag who had 8 kids. My favorite was the caravan coming in from Honduras or Guatemala or whatever. And it's all these single moms carrying children. It's like, I don't think if you make it across this arbitrary line in the dirt that you're going to really do much better. It's just, I think there's some more fundamental problems like having children you can't afford. And so it's like, well, I guess your kids are studying. I guess, oh, wow, they did better. It's not like Wyzetta High School, like it's on hallowed ground and the kids just magically get a +10 of intelligence on Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. But I think their point in this article is that even at Wyzetta High School, the proficiency of reading in 10th grade, the trend line probably has been going down.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you're looking at the state as a whole,
all right, so
maybe it's flatline, maybe it's gone up, and they're totally outweighed by the rest of the state that's going down. But the trend line is graduation rates are up. Yay, we're doing a great job. People are graduating, but people can't effing read.
Right. So they're lowering the standards. We're talking grade inflation. Parents are lowering the standards. Teachers are lowering the standards. I'd also argue teachers are getting dumber. I mean, the majority of teachers are our age now, and our generation is dumber than fuck.
And apparently now new students in college, they're called book virgins or something like that. There are people that have gone through high school that have never read an entire book.
I tried to be that guy. I
know you'd appreciate that, but could you imagine? I mean, you go through your entire high school career and you have never read a book cover to cover, and you get into college. Why would you even go? I mean, it's like there's lots of effing books in college that you have to read. Depending on what
do you? Do you?
You're supposed to anyway.
Well,
you have to buy them. You have to buy them for untold
honest to God, some
money.
of these degrees. See, now I remember working on a college campus after I graduated. I'm significantly older, not recently after graduation, but in my 30s. And I remember like walking through some study halls and some coffee places and all that. And I'd always try and look on the laptop or the books or their notebooks to see what they were writing and whether it was numbers and graphs or whether it was just all text. And the number of people that just have all text, and you could even sometimes see what they were studying. And, you'd have books like 600 pages thick on, whatever, sociology, environmental sciences, and all this other crap. And I'm like, how do you study such pablum and minutia? What is there to study? And how torturing of them. It's like nuclear physics. There's a lot involved in nuclear physics. So every page has meat on it. Like, oh, this is something important. I got to learn that. Oh, okay. That's the relationship to this, the relationship to that. I remember reading through a book. It was a CompTIA book about that thick. And every word had value and meaning because it meant something about how do you set up a network? How do you subnet, things like that? How do you route? So there was knowledge in that book, but these books and what they're writing, I mean, what a worthless, mentally draining exercise, unless you had no brain to begin with and you actually think you're being intellectual, simply writing down the same shit that was written in the book, when the book itself was saying nothing except get other people's money. That's really all it boils down to, get other people's money. And here's a 599-page explanation as to why we're entitled to it.
When I went to school, when I went to college, I don't think I read a word in the books. I was in STEM. So, the textbooks were just for the practice problems and the answers at the back of the book. That's all I used them for. And even the required courses, to make you well-rounded, like anthropology and things like that. All you really need to do is listen to the lecture and take good notes. You don't need to read the book. They're worthless. So, I mean, these things are just, what paperweights, a paperweight. That's what a book is in college, or a doorstop or whatever. I mean, they're not really worth the paper they're printed on at all, but you have to pay a bunch of money to get them. Right. Unless it's like you're reading a novel for an English course or something like that, then you actually have to read it to know what's going on.
There's a story there, or they haven't made a movie out of it that you can, or you get the audiobook is what I'm saying. But I would surmise or guess, because you can already see the decay happening in colleges and universities. It's the exact same lowering of standards. These colleges just want these kids money. I guarantee you there are, if not half, if not more than half of the degrees, you can go ahead and not read a damn book. I bet you could get through college for many degrees without ever having to read a book, as long as you pair it with it. Absolutely. And the grade inflation is so bad. I mean, I remember I had to like skew. I remember I had to pass people that were getting 20% out of 100. And that was 10, 15 years ago when I taught college. So I can only imagine what it is today. You got to pull. Did you see the article where they're allowing illegitimately mentally retarded people with Down syndrome in at Texas A&M?
No, really.
Yeah.
Why? It's just like, what?
Because that way, people who work in the field of developmental psychology, it's all for the professors. So now they have a job. Because I don't think this poor kid who I absolutely do not fault the kids who have Down syndrome. They don't even know what's going on.
No,
it's not their fault. And I wish them the best. But there's already systems in place to help people with Down syndrome or other legitimate forms of mental retardation. And so I think they're kind of taken care of. But you want to talk about virtue signaling.
Could you imagine?
You are letting mentally retarded people into college. Well, what does it say about the college?
Man.
I mean, they have no morals, none. They'll take anybody's money.
Could you imagine though, some employer getting a resume, right, and like looking through it? Oh, they graduated from this college.
Hey, shows up.
Show up for the interview.
Corky shows up, has his doctorate, and
I'm a big kid now. Whatever.
No, seriously, God. Is that what's going to happen? Is anything to get the money, right? Anything to get that money, and anything to employ these worthless professors. Oh, well, we study mental retardation. Mental disabilities. And they're just snakes. They don't care about these people that actually have a mental a mental impairment. They just want the fucking money. Oh, we're studying, we're running a program. Now we're teaching what I remember.
And it's not their fault. I'm not making fun of mentally retarded people here. It's just they're being used. And
they are being abused. They are being abused.
Exactly. And so now once that really starts, I mean, all of society is going to have to kind of rejigger itself for that happening. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? Because you don't, I mean, we're making fun of it, but I mean, you couldn't sit there in an interview and, Jack,
God,
Jack, whatever, imagine? Jack Anderson, this guy his resume looks really good, you know, and you call him on the phone and you're like, well, he sounds a little, we'll see what's going on here. He comes in, you know, his tie isn't even tied right or whatever. And, you know, I'm not, it's just the reality.
No, but you can see it.
It would just be hilarious. And
it's an SNL skit. It's an SNL skit from the 80s. There's the guy who has Down syndrome who has a doctorate. Right. You know, like kind of like caveman lawyer or the Geico caveman. You know, it's kind of like that.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it would be, you know.
It's a damn South Park episode is what it is.
You hire this electrical engineering firm to do work for you.
This guy comes highly recommended. We need someone to fix the nuclear fission ray. Oh, he comes highly recommended from the university. He comes in, he's got like a teddy bear or something. Hey, having a good old time.
Hi, pleased to meet you. My name's
He accidentally solves it by, he kind of puts his favorite number is 5. That's the answer. It's 5. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's I've often said that they're going to have to invent a new degree past the doctorate.
They will.
They'll come up with something. I don't know what you'd even call it.
And think about this. I don't think it's going to happen. I think what the purpose of this program was, they said, at least the stated purpose, was to help train those with mental disabilities to be able to do self-sustaining work within the world. I mean, they're not going to be nuclear scientists, but this is to help them. I'm like, I thought there were already programs like that. As a matter of fact, there are already programs like that. Right. So this was purely virtue signaling and all that, a waste of technique.
What was the degree called? Like a bachelor of...
Oh, who knows? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But if they're starting to issue bachelor's degrees to retarded people, what does it say about your bachelor's degree?
Right.
I mean, so-and-so, I have my bachelor's degree from Texas A&M. Yeah, so do literal retards. Retards. People who have physical impairments in their brain also have a degree. Congratulations there, Miss Lady, with your degree in, anthropology or whatever.
The degree certificate's written in crayon. It's got a little Elmo stamp on it.
Hey. Stop making fun of TJ Martinell and his writing style, right?
Oh God, that's just it's sad. I mean, because Down syndrome people are like really cool. They're the nicest people, right?
I don't
I
know
mean,
about that. You can have some just because they're retarded doesn't mean they're nice.
okay.
You can have some dick
You
retarded people. Ask
you
people who deal with mentally people. Yeah.
yeah you called me out. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I have pity and empathy, or was it not empathy? I can't be empathetic because I've never been retarded. Is that I feel bad. Sympathy. We should make accommodations. This is what a very small safety net should be for. I have no problems spending some government money on training programs that prove effective. No problem.
But I mean,
Absolutely.
should retarded people be having the quote college
No,
experience in the
no, they
first place?
shouldn't. No, but
oh,
it's not.
they're doing a keg stand. You know, or whatever. It's just like, what? You would not. You should not be putting these people through that. They're not. They're not quote of age when they turn 21. They're not.
No, but it's not for them. That's the whole point.
I know.
This is a money. It's like every nonprofit out there. It is not for the stated quote intended recipient. The intended recipient is the managers and the employees of the nonprofit.
Right.
That's what it is. And so in this particular case, it's at college administrators. They're going to get their cut, and then the professors who are going to teach these classes. And then pointlessly and obsoletely so.
The accreditors, what are they called? The people that accredit the college? There'll have to be some kind of accreditation. What's the word?
Accreditation.
Say, yes, this retard college is up to standards.
According to the North Central States Regional Accrediting Board.
This certificate.
Dude, they've been accrediting such dumbass degrees for decades now. It doesn't mean it's your degree. It's not the school. Well, it is kind of, you can't go to an unaccredited school, but my God, it's just a joke, just a freaking joke.
It's the same thing. Like the freaking trannies are targeting retarded people now too, to try to convince
I saw
them.
that.
That's sick too.
Yeah,
you know, just
like
it's basically child abuse. I mean, it's the same thing as child abuse.
You're. I mean, having no qualms. Like, what was it, Leonard, the amazing 10-year-old?
Or whatever. Whatever the kid's name is. It's whatever the amazing. Yeah.
You can't just let kids be kids, and as if people with mental retardation do not have enough uphill battle. You gotta use them as pawns in your little fucking game.
Right.
Oh my God. Just enjoy the decline, man. Enjoy the decline.
So how did we get on this topic of? It was because of the lowering of standards. That's what it was.
Lowering of standards, right?
Yeah.
And you sent me that article about Minneapolis and Minnesota schools, and I'm so jealous of you.
That I'm here.
That you're there, because I'm just like, God damn it, one more fucking year.
It's so awesome. It's so great.
I know you said you're going to Keystone to get stick. I'm like, you fucker, you bastard.
No, it was a good day today, and I had the best steak of my life last night. I bought a Pit Boss grill, which is a wood pellet grill. Great. Okay. Awesome. And then I went to the local butcher, or actually Mrs. DT went to the local butcher, bought some steaks, put on the Montreal steak seasoning. That's key.
All right. That is key. Yes.
Oh, and my God, these were the best steaks I've ever had. I just sat there and orgasmed the entire time.
Did you eat out on your deck?
No, actually, we ate at the island, at the kitchen island. So
wait, out of curiosity, how come the hunker bunker it doesn't take that much to set up the hunker bunker? Are you talking all your memorabilia and all the crap you had down there before?
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of crap that needs to be unpacked, but the hunker bunker's pretty much fully operational now. That's how I'm able to talk to you.
Witness the firepower of this fully functional hunker bunker.
It was witness the full power of this fully armed and operational battle station.
All right, so you got your computer and everything's working fine. It's what, all your comic books and crap?
It's all this stuff, and there's just a lot of crap.
Okay. Well, your audio sounds fine. And
well, good. Yeah, the room is full of crap now. So that's absorbing the sound rather nicely. Not much echo. Yeah.
What about the rest of the house with the floors? Kids got all their crap over, so you feel back at home?
Crap all over the floors.
Good. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, you know.
It's
going to be a long process. It's going to be a long process to get moved in to furnish this place. And
I got the like the final quote price. Like, okay, it's going to be around here, and it's within my budget to pretty much have everything I want.
Excellent.
In my house, which again is not a lot.
Now, have you told everybody what's in the basement or whatever?
A fireplace?
No, the thing that you were so proud of.
Oh, the stripper pole. Oh yeah, no, I
didn't want to.
I don't mind that. Yeah.
I didn't want to let that slip.
Let it be known. I will have a stripper pole in my house, and I'm thinking now where it's going to be put. I'm like, maybe I should kind of turn it into a stripper room a little bit. You know, like kind of a. I think I'm going to call it the chamber. And yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to go to the bank and
no, I've already gone to the bank.
Exchange for a bunch of ones. So you're gonna have like a ones dispenser on the way into the room.
I don't know. Unless there's another gal there. I think I'm simply going to be tucking bills into the GF's G string, which will pretty much go right back up into the change jar. I don't really.
It's just like you've got this tray of $1 bills that's just there ready.
We just cycle it back,
and then it just gets free.
These $1 bills are getting a little crazy. I'll go get some new ones.
Don't get the ones that give me paper cuts.
Yeah, don't get the brand new. Get a little usage out of them first. No, it's great because pretty much everything I wanted, it's doable. And I talked to the banker, and okay, is it? Because see, everyone, tell us, have you ever built a house or no? Have you ever known anyone to build? No, okay.
Well, my parents built a house when I was middle school age.
Okay, because I'd be curious what their experiences are as well of others. But kind of like when you're buying a house or getting a car, the people selling it to you like, you need this and that. It's like, excuse me, are you even concerned if I can pay for this? And so like they're all kind of like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. I'm like, hold it. I'm like, let me make sure I have the money to pay you, because what would really suck is you get 75% through and then we run out of money and I can't pay you. So let me make sure that I can pay you. And so I talked to the banker. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll do that. I'm like, okay, did we account for everything? And you know what I did? You know what I did, DT? The little bit of advice to the young boys and girls out there.
Okay, I don't know what it could possibly be for young people.
When you're talking about budgeting for anything, but especially big ticket items like a house, what should you do to err on the side of caution to make sure you have enough money when you're talking to the banker?
You should maybe lie about how much money you actually have.
No, that's probably one of the worst things you can actually do.
Well, with the builder, maybe that would be okay. I guess I screwed that up. Yeah.
When you go in and you say, I want to start a company and it's going to cost me $100,000, do you go to the bank and say, I want $100,000?
No, you should probably ask for a little bit more.
For $125,000, because no doubt there will be cost overruns or things you haven't considered.
Yep.
So I went to the banker and I said, I need X plus this. He's like, why plus that? I said, because of cost overruns.
Well, that's contingency. In the engineering world, that is called contingency, because there's things that you cannot foresee.
Right.
And you just need that little bit of cushion at the early stage because when you're doing cost estimating, it's an estimate. And if you're trying to budget, you need to make sure you have enough money at the end to make sure whatever you're building gets built. And in the engineering world, that's called contingency. And that number gets smaller and smaller and smaller the closer you get to the actual breaking ground date.
Right. So we've whittled it down, and I've learned so much about flooring. I've learned so much about flooring, DT. Do you know there's vinyl and laminate and wood now and bamboo?
Yes.
And there's pros and cons to each.
Have you heard of floating vinyl?
No, what's floating vinyl?
That is a fantastic product.
What's that?
It's basically vinyl flooring. Usually, you roll it out and you glue it down onto the floor.
Right.
But
they got snapping vinyl now. It snaps in.
Yes, they got snapping vinyl, but this is rolled vinyl, but you don't glue it. There's no glue needed.
All right.
And it's got these little tiny balls on the bottom, kind of rounded shapes, and that provides suction.
Okay.
So that it's basically a floating rollout vinyl floor that doesn't slip around at all because of the way
like
that
the suction
bottom,
cups are on the bottom.
It's not actual suction cups, but the way that it's designed, it sort of acts like suction cups on the bottom.
Oh.
And it's really, that stuff is great. It looks like tile. You can get it thick so that it's almost like padding. So like in a bathroom, it'll feel good on your feet. I love the product actually. Don't have anything that cheap in this new house, but in the old house I had it. It's great, and it almost instantly transforms your room. It's so simple to do. Bam, it's down. You can just put it over. You can put it right over the glued down vinyl that you got on the floor right now. If you wanted to just roll it out over that, bam, it's done.
No, what we're going to do is we're going to because of the cutting and all that, we're going to do the snap-in vinyl.
Okay.
The vinyl will sustain heavy traffic, namely the GF's heels, because she is going to be walking around in this thing in heels until I'm dead. And she's like, and she came and was like, well, do I have to worry about the heels? I'm like, God, these fucking women. I'm like, yes, we're going to get some hard enough for your heels. Why do you think I'm buying this damn place? What, for me to sit there and look and have DT over for cigars? No, you're going to be walking around. I got a stripper pole in the place, for God's sake. You're damn right you're going to be in heels.
She's going to aerate the front yard too, right?
She can aerate the front yard. Yeah,
exactly.
No,
dual purpose.
Right, dual purpose. But yeah, so we're going to do the snap-in vinyl because I guess if we don't like the color, it's easy to remove. There's no glue. You just unsnap. He's like, dude, you could take that floor. A buddy of mine's like, yeah, you could take that floor out in 5 minutes. You could put it in 5 minutes.
Exactly. That's exactly. So that's sort of the same thing as the rollout vinyl, that it's real simple. It's durable. It looks good. And it's not like you have to do a lot of work if you don't like it and get rid of it.
Right. So, but yes, I learned about all that, spent hours working on this just picking out shit and figuring out color. Oh God, it's a pain in the ass.
See, so you're not excited about it. See, my parents told me everybody should build a house, which is terrible advice because you as an economist would know that's not not everybody can build their own house. There's not enough people and not enough market to do that. But
but I mean, as long as it's a small and you could afford it, I don't have. Go ahead, build your own.
No, but
house.
I meant just by supply. I mean, if everybody built their own house, then what would all the houses that already exist happen to them? That kind of thing.
Well, that's not going to happen.
So, but they loved it. They loved starting from scratch and making it exactly how they want it to be, so that it's actually their house. So you're not having fun like that. You're not like, well, I mean, you are. You got a friggin' stripper pole.
Not yet. I don't have the stripper pole yet.
Are you gonna have like I know a fire pole would be sweet. Well,
isn't that what a stripper pole is?
See, there you go. You could have a dual purpose fire pole /
I'm not gonna have a hole in my house.
It's a hole in the ceiling. You want to go downstairs? You go down.
There's a piece of me that really likes that. I was thinking about a spiral staircase, but it's way too expensive.
Yes.
Maybe down the road I might have a spiral staircase, but
a fire pole.
DT,
I need to go down.
Do you know how long I've worked on blueprints and looking at things to get it just the way it works, and to have the minimum amount of material, and to have everything cut so like you don't have to. It's 2x4s come in lengths of 8 feet. I got it. Just everything.
It would actually be triple purpose. A fire pole would be triple purpose. Not only a stripper pole, not only like
fun
going down to the bat
cave,
type of thing, but it would be a laundry chute. You just throw your laundry down.
We have laundry on both floors.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Because remember, the downstairs unit, which obviously is not going to be as nice as the upstairs unit, I'll be renting that out during the Sturgis rally for egregious sums of money. Yes. And so I wanted it to have its own separate unit thing. And then,
so are the Sturgis people going to have access to the stripper pole?
I think they will. Yeah. So I might.
So you're going to have to advertise that. Holy crap.
What do you think? I'm some dumb schmuck? You don't think I'm a
That is going to
come on.
Command a premium. You're going to get a bunch of money for that. I just found out how much. Found out how much people pay.
You hurt me, DT. What?
I just found out how much people pay during Sturgis.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah, I can make my property taxes on it easy.
Yeah. And so if you add in that, not only is there a garage for you to park your motorcycles in, but there's a stripper pole to park your girlfriend on, or
your girlfriends.
Right.
There's the chamber. It's I'm gonna have to do a lot of washing and cleaning though. I'm gonna have to have a lot of
You're
bleach.
gonna turn on the black light and just go. "Ah!"
But to answer your question is like, am I excited? No, you know why?
Because you don't like. I mean, you don't like. See, it takes time to
It's
do
not
it
the
right.
time. It's every dream I've ever had has been destroyed in the past. And so when the dream turns into reality and is it acceptable, then I'll celebrate. But like college, dude, I was so excited to go to college. That was a lie. When I graduated, thought top class, top honors, top grades, I'll have it. Nope. Poverty ensues, suffering, pain, and agony. Dating girls, thought, finally, I'm going to get that. Nope. There's going to be problems and issues with that too. Pretty much anything I've looked forward to in my life has failed me. And I wish I was being cynical and funny, but I'm not.
No, I get it.
It's why I'm so good at predicting shit,
Yeah.
because you could just assume society is going to suck. And so I will be happy when I'm occupying the house and the house is done and it's not an eyesore. All I'm going for really is that it looks pretty good on the outside, and based on the design so far, it's going to look really great on the inside. But we will see upon completion of the house. And so I have...
because you can have in your mind what this is going to look like, and then
I go in there and it's
the graduate
Bart and Homer made it. Yeah.
the graduate from the retard college.
Right.
Is doing your flooring or whatever.
It's got it. Blueprint's got the hat.
And it doesn't turn out at all like
he's measuring a tree in my front yard. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So we will see. We will see. And when I move there, then I'll celebrate.
See, I'm holding off on having my $50 dram of single cask whiskey.
Why are you holding off on that? You already made
it. Because the house has not closed yet back home.
Oh, the house back in Minneapolis.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, is it even up for sale yet?
No, we've got a purchase agreement and everything, but
okay.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you said, when do you know you're on a date with Eva Mendes, right?
When you're on a date with an Eva Mendes. When you get a job?
Right. When you're actually on the job.
Nope.
Right?
When you get a paychecheck that doesn't bounce. That's when
there you go.
Job.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
That's
so even more.
No, I just I don't even have to check myself because I'm not hopeful. There's no hope in me whatsoever. But I'll go through it and I'll look at the blueprints and I'll think like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, well, you've been in my property before. You stand up there, you look like you get inspired. You're like, wow, this was really going to be a cool place. It's like, is it though? Is it?
Exactly.
Do we really know? Because what's involved between my dreams becoming reality and today, DT? What's the number one thing in between that?
Other people.
Lots of other people. Yeah. Lots of them. And they're not all batting 1,000. I guarantee you, not all of them are going to bat 1,000. Right. So we're going to see.
Well, the ditches look good. The ditches are nice and mowed.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I went there with the weed whacker and chopped that up. And so
I need to head out next week. I'm doing a once a month.
Good. That should be enough. They got low standards out there. They don't really care. It's not like it's a golf course. No.
It's just to keep, my intent is to make sure that people have good sight lines at the intersection and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. No. And I think just, letting the people know that someone's there and it's not just running. Although I'll tell you this, one thing I am looking forward to, because it will be under my control.
What are you looking forward to?
I want to do a little bit of landscaping.
Yeah.
Because I think that yard is I want to turn it into vineyards. I don't know how much work vineyards take. If it's a lot, I probably won't do it then.
I've got, you might be interested.
Okay.
I am probably going to be getting rid of some grapevines.
Really?
And I think all you need to do with grapevines is, I think they're really easy I think you can make a bunch of them from one.
Okay.
You can cut them up and they'll all grow separately.
Kind of like potatoes. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's something that just kind of takes over. And that's the problem with this kind of side yard area that I have, that the grapevines have just taken over. And I think I need to get rid of them. So if you are interested in constructing a vineyard, I might have some seed vineyards for you, or some seed vines.
Seed vines, yes.
Yeah.
Didn't the United States save all of the European wine industry because they got a virus over in Europe that wiped out all their grapevines, but we had carried some of their grapevines over from Europe and we had to re-bring them back?
I do not know that story, but I wouldn't doubt it.
That might be true.
Right. Because I think all you need to do is like wrap them in wet newspaper and they'll last forever. Basically, you could, I'm sure they could make, if that was back when there were boats or whatever it took to get it back over to Europe.
We'll find out, because I'm not worried about, because what are those grapevine fences cost? Not much. I could probably assemble them myself. They're not going to be that expensive. Yeah. Put them into the ground. My concern is more the maintenance. And like, well, do you just water them every once in a while?
I think you're gonna need to.
Oh, that's right. Fuck deer. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Big rats.
Get some venison. Oh, big rats. Big jumping out in front of motorcycle rats. All those damn deer.
Yeah, there's lots of them.
Yeah. So I think a vineyard would look nice in that front part. Then where there's that cliff, I might clear out all the brush except for the trees and do some retaining walls. And then I'm thinking, I know this is going to sound egregious, but get one of those fake waterfalls where you just have a pump and it pumps water up and then
you are really, this is going to be like, I mean, you need to start selling drugs, I think.
Why do I need to start selling drugs?
Because if you've got like nice landscaping, vineyard,
I'm doing it myself.
Waterfalls, then you just sit out there, with your tracksuit or whatever, and a cigar and the big thick rim glasses.
And then the GF will call her Bambi. She'll wear like the big poofy 60s hair wig and like, oh gee, she'll talk like the Jewish New York. Oh geez, Clary, why are you so angry at me? Because you didn't give me the right cigar, Bambi. Get out of here. Spank her in her ass. She runs
I'll go replenish the dollar basket.
But no, if I do it myself, it's not going to be that expensive.
It's I just repaired the retaining wall here.
Yeah,
that was my big first project.
That was your big.
But you're talking about being productive. I actually have been fairly productive here, getting stuff done. This soil here is very stony and very there's lots of rocks in it.
Yeah,
and
lots of fossils.
It's not easy to use the old shovel for retaining walls. So I had an idea that, I'll be able to flatten out the yard here and build some retaining walls and blah,
not
blah,
really.
blah. Nah, that's probably not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Too many rocks. It's too stony a soil. So
what I would like to do at minimum is clear out all that brush by the little cliff there. Have a walking path down to a gazebo, kind of like how you guys, that one put some placer stones, mow it, and then you just have a gazebo like
like the place Hitler went to. The place Hitler went to, the Eagle, not the Eagle's Nest, but wasn't there something else that he would do his little daily hike and he'd go up to his little gazebo in the mountains and it was separated from the rest of
probably not as expensive as Hitler's
Gewürztraminer garden. What's it called again? Burkett's garden. Burkett's garden. I'm starting to get to the bottom of this glass of whistle pig here. So.
When do you yell at people for not donating enough blood shekels? When do you guilt trip people into not donating? Damn it, Clary needs a waterfall and vineyards and a stripper pole. How's Bambi supposed to strip if there's no stripper pole, you fucks?
That basket will not replenish itself. That should be your super chats. Should be the ones that you put in the basket.
No. My super chats go to my IRA. Chats.
It's liquid. It's fungible, right? I mean, you could say the super chats will be in your girlfriend's
all we need is $21 bills. We're going to constantly reuse anyway. What I don't see. Okay, somebody make a $20 donation. There's the bucket. That's all we. Now the rest goes to. I would like to say, wasn't there some guy? Was it Maddox or some other guy? He was like, he got really popular really quick, and he thought the YouTube was going to go forever, and he got 3 houses and a sports car.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't do that. Okay,
no. But if you just say, okay, for every $2 that you give to super chats, one of those dollars will be in the stripper pole basket.
Okay, DT.
What?
Try and clear your brain of the whiskey. How many $1 bills can I possibly fit into
doesn't
Natasha's
matter.
thong?
See, you're trying to be too honest. This
I
is all
see.
about
Oh,
this
the
is all
problem, I'm
about
being honest.
imagination.
I
This
see
is all about
imagination.
yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
here, I'll give you one thing.
It's just like how you're saying, the Mary Jo Rodriguez tits or whatever. You get more money for that, right? Well, maybe these guys will give more money.
Here, you want to know what
they think
money?
that their money's going to be in your girlfriend's G-string.
Your money will not be in my girlfriend's G-string. Like $20 might. I can't lie. I'm not that type of guy. Do I look like Ty Lopez? Anyway, here, I'll point. Wait, the other one. This. Everyone keeps asking about this damn black bra. Okay. That is not the GF's. I don't know whose that is. It was left at my house one time. I found it. I had a bar and I was cleaning, and all of a sudden I pulled out. I'm like, what was this? Who is? And I'm trying to like look at the size. Like, oh, wasn't that girl? And then so I have like 4, maybe 5 candidates. But I've had that for damn near like 15 years, maybe even not 20. Yeah, it wasn't 20.
So it's like a missing
could have been
kid.
20 years. Huh?
It's like a missing kid's picture on a milk carton. That's
yeah,
what it is.
whose
In the
bra
background,
is this? So here's okay. If you guys want to donate to the Patreon or whatever, there's many ways to donate. If you want to say, I want to see a new bra up there, we'll get different colored bras, but they'll have to be the GF has to wear them because we're not just going to be buying random bras. There has to be some functionality to them. I am, an economist after all. But no, honestly, the vast majority of all my money goes to retirement.
I know
goes to living expenses and retirement planning.
We know that. We know that.
And it goes to, it's going to soon. It will go to abate the new mortgage I'm going to incur, which is not going to be all that huge, but it's going to be sizable to build my retirement home. So that's where my money goes. Oh, and Poke Bowl. I did get a Poke Bowl. Thank you very much, Bacon. I did get Poke Bowl. I mean, I got to eat too. So, and there's golf. I think those are the major things my money goes to. I haven't even been smoking cigars that much either.
That was a nice cigar bar you took me to, by the way. That was very pleasant. That was pleasant. It was very nice.
Are you intending to go back there anytime soon?
I don't know. I mean, just me. I don't know.
Oh, you gonna bring your kids to the cigar bar and everyone's gonna light up stogies?
I mean, like, you're my sole friend in this area so far. So
well, if you want, if you do go there, do me a huge favor and take a picture of their floors because that's the color flooring I want.
Oh, okay.
At the new Northern Command.
So fairly dark.
Very dark, yes. Yeah. And I will be putting cowhide down. So the floor is going to be dark and covering the whole place except for the bathrooms and the bedrooms. But the kitchen, living room, dining room, and all that is going to be all that dark, near black color. And I'm going to throw cowhide rugs around and a surface rug that's white to sit all the furniture on to look out the window. I may not even have the TV up. I'm thinking like maybe I'll just put the TV in the bedroom because I don't want people thinking we're going to watch it. I rarely watch TV.
Yeah.
But that's the color I need. And I'm kind of hoping they have that in vinyl.
You're going to stand on the abyss and the abyss will look back at you.
I'll be like, no.
Like the floor of the Death Star. That is Aaron.
No, not that shiny. No, it won't be.
But black.
I don't want to be a clinic. Yeah, no, it's not going to be shiny. But well, let's get to these super chats before it gets a little bit too late. Nonstop Dre for $360.99. He says, "Evening, gents. I thought you're done with Hangouts. Well, we are done with Hangouts. This isn't Hangouts. This is a StreamYard, and it basically hijacks YouTube. Would that be the best way to put it?
It's a pass through, I would say.
A pass through. Yeah. Ice Knows, $7.62 from Ice Knows. Hey, Cappy, how do I get the girls? What you need to do is first get in touch with your inner female feelings and show your feminine side. That way women know they can trust you. Mm-hmm. And then you ask for permission at each step of the way. May I look into your eyes? May I hold your hand? May I caress your shoulder? And then like after 43 more levels of consent, maybe you might get to cop a feel. And then you let her do everything. Women like to lead nowadays. Women are the exact same thing. Not only are they equal, they're the exact same thing as men. So they should sometimes let them lead. You know, let them ask you out. That's how you get. I just lie around now, and all these strong, independent women ask me out in droves because they said, "Well, geez, all the guys used to ask, let's go in." So that's how you get the girls.
Well, and you compliment them all the time, right?
All the time
on everything, every single thing you compliment.
Here's Bacon Maldito's excuse: $5.56 from Bacon. I'm using WordPress. They have a 64 megabit limit on uploads. Heard through Pigit they have other services, so I will look into that while you update MP3. I did update the MP3s. He got on me on that. He was right on that. So I did update the MP3s at Older Brother. So you got the archive of MP3s there.
So I don't know what version of WordPress that he has. I don't know if it is through GoDaddy, but WordPress.com does not have a limit on file size. So
drop the $120 on SoundCloud. You know what my number one complaint about SoundCloud is?
I don't know.
When you go to their site, they have pictures of nothing but ugly SJW rejects. It's just there's this fat gal
like
with
advertising stuff.
Yeah, like they're advertising to it was originally a independent musician, like an indie music kind of platform. So everyone's really shitty music. And
do
of
all
course,
the black women that they have pictured have like giant froze and wear thick?
Well, I don't know.
Glasses?
Maybe today.
Yeah.
It was a white-haired shaved chick the last time. But yes, the brothers and sisters make prominent appearances on the SoundCloud. Okay, there's a gal with unshaved armpit hair, with fake lashes. Oh yeah, go to SoundCloud.com. Okay, the white gal's missing.
Well, that's going to ask me for an account first.
Just go to SoundCloud.com. Dreads seem to be. There's one kind of normal looking dude there.
But this is like the wallpaper that shoots across the screen. Yeah, exactly. The page header. Yeah, and it moves. And you got all the people with the knit caps on, right?
Well, maybe it rotates. Oh, here it's switching. Okay, now I got it.
Yeah, and you got the Asian guy with the long bangs.
Asian guy with the long blonde hair gal.
There's sort of a black looking Santa Claus woman.
What?
Yeah, the first one, she's a black lady. She's got the long white hair and a red hat on that kind of looks like Santa Claus.
What? No, I don't see. Maybe you're getting another.
Discover more with SoundCloud Go Plus.
Yeah, isn't she wearing orange like a jumpsuit?
No.
Okay, then you're getting a different.
Here, I will reload the page and see if I'm sure it just randomly has different ones. Okay, yeah, I got. Oh, I got a black girl with rainbow hair.
Okay,
I got a black girl with rainbow hair.
I got Santa Claus black chick.
Yeah.
I got it there.
But the rainbow haired chick that's black, and you
I haven't gotten that one yet. Hang on.
And there's a seriously fat SJW.
No. Oh yeah, that one I've seen before.
And like, I don't know if he's Mexican or he looks like he's got like a Native American.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as they're not white. It's cool because that's hip and edgy.
Oh God. Oh, millennials.
But I won't. That's even though Bacon is only a quarter racist because he's only a quarter white. It's going to be an eyesore. Like when you log out of your Yahoo email, I don't know if anybody else has Yahoo, you're immediately dumped to the Yahoo's news page.
Sure.
And it's just raping your eyes with the world's dumbest shit. It's like standing in the grocery store line looking at the Inquirer and People magazine. You're like, oh.
Hey, you want me to rant on millennials real quick?
Yes, go ahead while it's in your system.
Yeah, because these are all millennials here on.
Yes, it is all
page,
millennials,
right?
Yes.
And it's just that you just shake your head and you go, "Oh God, millennials." I mean, that should be just a normal expression now. But in selling my house,
right?
Okay, I did get an offer, and they flaked. And of course, they were millennials. Of
course, they're millennials.
That was my experience with millennials. I'm like, they're millennials. Yep, they flaked. I didn't get my hopes up.
There are two groups of people you can discriminate against: millennials and baby boomers.
But my house back in Minnesota is the epitome of a livable, walkable community. Would you agree with that?
Yes, it is. It's everything they say they want.
Exactly. That is exactly it. These MFers should be knocking down the door to look at my house. If they actually wanted to live in a livable, walkable community where you don't need to have one of those gas guzzling cars, where you can walk to the grocery store and you can walk here and you can walk there and you're healthier and you're this and that and it's a community and it's if they act and they say they want this, right? This is that they virtue signal and they say this all day. Are they knocking down my door to make offers on my home? No, they're not. It's a starter home. It is affordable housing too. They're all about affordable housing.
Yeah.
Oh, we need more affordable housing. We need more affordable housing and livable, walkable communities. We need to change the way that our society functions. We need to change the way that we live for planet Earth. That's what they tell us day in and day effing out. And they're hypocrites. They're not knocking down DT's door to look at DT's house. They're total frauds. They are the absolute worst.
I will believe millennials.
They are the worst.
I will believe millennials and Gen Zers are serious about the environment when they learn to drive standard transmission. And why would that be, DT?
Because it uses less gasoline. I don't know.
How much less gasoline?
I don't know. I actually don't know this.
It's like 10 to 12% less.
Really?
It's
okay.
Significantly more efficient. Yes. And or when they start driving motorcycles, or when they start, or you know what, you little motherfucking millennial, now Gen Z are pieces of shit. If you really cared about the environment, you go to school online and you wouldn't commute. You know, we could sell all these houses for low-income housing. We could take all the University of Minnesota property and turn it into low-income housing to help the poor. And then you wouldn't have to commute. But never mind. What do we know?
What a great idea. All those dorms.
It's not going to happen. No. Nick Schlenner, $1.99. How do I become a dude bro to get the girls? Wear your hat on backwards, major in finance. And
you should have an acronym for that, right? How do I get the girls? What is that?
HDIB. No, it won't work. Too many consonants. Snapper Tracks, $2 from Snapper Tracks. Have enjoyed the podcast. Take my money. Thank you, Snapper Tracks. Bacon Maldito 308. He's in all the calibers. Does DT have the sports trucks for the new abode? Have you gotten yourself a Dodge Diesel, Dodge Ram pickup truck? Are you like
I got the old Tundra with the hand crank windows and the non-extended cab, long bed, 6-cylinder, rear wheel drive pickup truck.
It was a wonderful truck to drive across South Dakota. I enjoyed it very much.
Without cruise control. Yeah.
Without cruise control, even though it had it. I forgot it had it.
No, it didn't have it. No, there was no cruise control.
Oh, there was none. All right, then I don't feel so bad.
That's why I didn't want to drive it across South Dakota.
Nonstop Dre, $3.60, $1.99 for Take My Money for the Poke Bowl Fund. I like the Poke Bowl Fund. It's Poke is good. That's one thing they don't have in South Dakota.
What does that mean? I don't quite get that.
Poke is basically sushi in a bowl.
Okay.
And it's not exactly sushi in a bowl, but you have like a quinoa or a rice base, and then you'll put in raw cuts of fish, and then you'll put on some sesame seeds and other ingredients with, some diced up vegetables and some ginger, maybe a little bit of crab, and they put on some hot sauce, and then you eat it. And it's kind of like sushi in a bowl.
Huh.
And very healthy
You're
for
into
you.
all this weird food stuff. I mean, you could have a whole different wing of asshole consulting talking about how this food
just because I eat
is actually good for your digestion.
Just because I eat the occasional Asian dish that isn't chicken fried rice, DT, does not mean I'm some eccentric foodie.
But
sushi is not eccentric. That's pretty common now.
But you compare your diet to mine, and you are definitely more kind of.
We compare anybody's diet to yours, and they're I have my eggs and my steak.
John Wayne, baby. 5 pounds of undigested red meat in my rear.
Going through that. $4.99 from Nonstop Dre 360. Some girls look at me funny when I told them I'm majoring in computer science to make a lot of money. The girls were liberal arts majors, of course.
They look at you funny.
I don't understand why they would look at you funny. That's why you don't go into computer science because it's fun.
How do you think you take your selfies, ladies? Because of people like me who do the code so you can take your
do you even
selfie.
think these liberal arts majoring girls and guys even know what code is?
I think they know it exists.
Okay.
I think they've seen the Matrix maybe and the ones and zeros, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's what that is.
Is that like the Matrix? Can you do Kung Fu? Oh my God. Yeah.
That's the amazing Desmond. I just see that comment.
The amazing Desmond. There we go. Yeah. I don't know. Nonstop Dre. I mean, you're right. It's more of a question like, a morbid curiosity question, like, how dumb are you that you don't make that connection? Not you. I'm talking to the girls like, yeah, I'm majoring in computer science to make money. What? I mean, how do you not understand that? No, I'm majoring in computer science because I want to get in touch with my inner side. What the fuck do you think of me? What do you think? Oh, I'm going to become a dentist because I really, really like looking into people's dirty germ-infested mouths.
Oh yeah.
I have a tongue fetish. What do you mean? Why am I? Because I make money.
Hey, when you're in the dentist chair, do you ever accidentally gleek on the dentist? Remember gleeking? Remember gleeking?
No, what's gleeking?
Gleeking is I could never do it except in the dang dentist chair with the hygienist. But it's apparently like you activate your salivary glands and you can shoot it out of your mouth in a spray.
No, I know. Okay, they did that in middle school. I didn't.
Yeah, that was back in middle school. Exactly. We're the same age basically, and so that they called it gleeking. Is that where they called it where you went to school?
I don't know. They must have called it something different because I never heard gleeking. I do know. Remember Bianca, the spray?
Yes.
Did you ever do the under the tongue challenge?
No.
Okay, you dumbass millennials with your like cinnamon powder challenge. Okay, try this. You'll go get the Bianca spray. Let's put this kind of like that. And spray it underneath and see if you're not crying in a half a second.
Because it absorbs into the skin is thinner.
It burns like
or something. Yeah.
Oh, it burns like hell. I mean, that's like getting Ben Gay on your balls. You ever get Ben Gay on your balls?
I put Absorbine Junior on. That was not smart.
The inside of my leg hurt, and I'm like, I'll put some.
Exactly, that's exactly why. Yeah,
and you're like, oh, it's not gonna hurt, and there's no pain. I'm not kidding. It was one of the worst pains. It may have been the worst pain I've ever endured in my life because you just got to suffer through it.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. And I was just, I mean, even when I had epidemiitis, it wasn't that bad. But
it burns. It burns. It burns.
It was miserable. So yeah, be real careful with that Ben Gay, guys. Don't let your inner leg suffer. Ray John's in $2 Canadian. Urban or rural areas for single males, no kids. Wherever the money pays the most. That's what I wouldn't relegate yourself to one or the other.
Right. Well, didn't you just have a post or a video or something where basically chicks in the city do not want to marry you?
Yeah, major metro areas, chicks. Yeah. I think most Western women nowadays, unless you're in a real small town or you're very conservative, traditional, most women don't want to marry you guys. Nothing to do with you personally. They just don't want to marry.
Right. It's the Sex in the City lifestyle.
Yeah, it really is. And same reason you guys can't become effective fathers because you're loaded up with debt. These gals can't be effective mothers or wives because they got debt. And you think about it, a lot of those gals, they stick around for their master's degree. They've been in college for literally 20 years. And they almost are compelled to go make something out of that degree. Because if they don't, then their entire youth will have been wasted.
Did you know that the writer of Sex in the City now understands that she probably ruined millions of people's lives, women?
It hurts me that you don't listen to my podcast.
Yeah. You already talked about that?
Yeah, I talked about that. Now she's writing a No Sex in the City sequel.
Yes.
About her and her other washed up 60-year-old woman friends. Actually, it was funny. Can I tell you a little story?
Sure.
So I like going to
on your channel.
Yeah, I like going to WA Frost. And I got to remember not to go there on weekends because when you go there during the daytime anyway, it's very quiet. They play jazz music. It's older people and it's just a nice, quiet place for me to work. I can get a lot of work done. I made the mistake of going this evening. That's where I was before I came here. I was going to work on my book and I forgot baby boomers get drunk too. And I show up and it was just a cackle of loud, obnoxious 50-plus-year-old women at the bar and just piercing. I mean, I can't do it because I'm in an apartment. I don't want
throughout, like even don't they have that cool basement area there too?
Yeah, but there was no service down there.
Okay,
and I didn't know, but I should have sat out back. Didn't occur to me too. So I'm in there with a cackle of these loud gals, and you cannot help but hear the conversation because they're that loud. She's like, "You don't understand. You're married. It's so hard being single." And I immediately look at the woman who's talking shortcut, gray hair, You could see
Yeah.
wrinkles on the back of her legs. And she's showing, look, see this guy? Look at that guy. What's wrong with him? Gee whiz. I'm like, lady, you should be lucky a guy has a pulse, gives you the time of day.
Right.
So
did you actually say that?
No,
Okay.
because I was.
That was in your little. That was your little dream, your little daydream. You
ever
walk
see-
up to her and.
What was it? Dumb and Dumber, where
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
goes and he just starts blasting everyone away, and it's a dream. It's kind of like
yeah,
that.
then he wakes up. And he comes to.
Ray John, thoughts on the French Foreign Legion for $2? I guess that you go there if you got kicked out of every other like that's kind of the last resort. It's
Is
not
there
easy.
still a French Foreign Legion?
Yeah, I think there is.
They don't still wear the suits.
Oh, I don't know what they do.
The hats, the helmet, white helmet hats. Wasn't that the French Foreign Legion?
Yeah, they have the little.
Yeah.
Saw the Van Damme movie, or you watched Casablanca?
I watched that. Whatever the one, the feathers, the 4 feathers were there.
I used to think at the end of Casablanca, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Like they'd run off to the French Foreign Legion. Like if there'd be a sequel to Casablanca, it'd be Captain Renault and Rick. They join up with the French Foreign Legion.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Renault was young enough to do that.
I watched that movie. I'm not a big aficionado on that movie. I think I watched it once. And I think I remember the Simpsons version of it better, where Humphrey Bogart or whoever shoots the guy at the end. They did that on the Simpsons, I think.
Ray John, would you ever have a discussion with the Amazing Atheist?
Ooh, you wanted to fight him.
No, he wanted to fight me. And the guy's 7 feet tall. He literally is 7 feet, or maybe 6'7". He's significantly bigger and taller.
What is he doing now? Is he doing anything?
I think he went ghost. I think his demons finally caught up with him. I would have a discussion, but he'd be on my channel, so I could mute him in case he started rambling. And it would be more of me, not even interrogating, just interviewing him. Like, okay, what the fuck happened, man? All right. Because he'd probably yell and want to, and I would just kind of, like a detective, like, okay, you really think that? All right. Do you do anything aside?
He's gay, right? Isn't he gay?
No, I don't think so. I thought he was straight. Is he gay?
I don't.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I thought he. Yeah, I don't know.
The only question
I don't know much about him.
The only question I have for him is like, is there something aside from atheism that you do in your life?
Right.
Is that your one trick? Do you have something else?
He was like
a hobbies.
Professional skeptic, basically, sort of, right? Isn't that? I mean, it wasn't
what
just all about.
Name is a professional skeptic? Is that like a storyteller or an influencer?
Like how libertarians are like constantly, or there's people. It's not necessarily libertarians, but there's people that just constantly nitpick and are skeptical about like everything.
Well, isn't that me?
No, not so much. No,
okay.
You generalize about a lot of stuff. Right. You take the data, you take the empirical data, you formulate, basically what best describes reality, and you don't nitpick on the
technicalities.
The anomalies or technicalities. Right. There are people that are professional, basically I'll call them professional skeptics, where they'll just nitpick everything. Well, there's this one case, there's this case, and they're advocating nothing. They're not really advocating a position. They're just being skeptical of everything. And it's healthy to be skeptical, but if you're not offering up any answers or anything that might benefit or be helpful in trying to navigate this reality, if all you are is a skeptic, it's you just sit there. It's a monkey wrench in the gears.
Right. Okay. That's kind of what I see him being.
Yeah.
I don't really see him. I really don't. Here's the thing. I don't care about the Amazing Atheist.
No. He's not that amazing, right?
He's not that amazing. And one of the great things about the Amazing Atheist is that I don't have to lift a finger to cause him harm. He'll do it to himself if he hasn't done so already.
Right.
I mean, there's the what is it? Beckhoff always says the biggest punishment for Movie Bob is being Movie Bob. His biggest punishment. Bob? He's a leftist Marxist who reviews movies. His name's Movie Bob. but I also think lives at home, overweight, blah blah blah. The only thing he got is the YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean,
it's funny what makes money nowadays.
It is. No, dude, people tune into the freak shows, man. And that's the other thing.
Bob. That's what
the other.
When I'm thinking about movies, I think about Bob.
But here's another. I bet you Movie Bob and The Amazing Atheist also got demonetized because they're cursing. And they're talking politics, so they can't.
Right.
That would. I guarantee you, maybe that's why they went away.
Or they just. I mean, when you put yourself out there like that, you get the scrutiny, and eventually if you get popular enough, I think eventually you have to ask the question, is it worth it?
Yeah, because you can be popular and catch. Remember when the whole world hated my guts because I said Mad Max was a feminist film I wasn't going to go see? That was the extent of what I mean. Fine, subscribership jumped 20% in that week. 2 years of work in 1 week. I'll take it.
Aren't you looking forward to the day where there's such a controversy that you hold a press conference like Roosh did that one time about the rape joke? I think it was about the rape joke thing or something, and he held the press conference. And
I might have a whole. See, I wouldn't have a press conference with the quote unquote real media because I wouldn't need them. I'd have a press conference. I'd have like you and a bunch of other schmucks all wearing fedoras with the thing that says press tucked into the band. Mr. Clary, and I'd have you all talk like 1930s investigator. Mr. Clary, is it when you true what you say? And I'll have my fedora on too. Well, Jim, you see, the lady showed up the other night, and I had one shot in me and another shot of bourbon in me. One was lead, the other was whiskey. That kind of thing. And I just give we do it in black and white just to mock, and that's all the response. Like, who the fuck would? The mainstream media, fuck them. I remember being interviewed by the Star Tribune like 3 times during the course of the housing bubble, and they always painted me to sound like this whiny fuck. And I'm like, I'm not. And now, who the fuck reads the Star Tribune? You don't need the Star. I mean, look at Trump. Trump proved you don't need the mainstream media. I don't even know why there's a Washington press pool. It's like, hey, there's Twitter.
Right.
If I'm going to do something, I'll do it on my channel. I'm like, hey, dipshits. First, here. Second, here's another one. Oh, look, they're mating, and look at how many they had. No, I'm not going to go see the movie. Yeah, it is a feminist shit show, and you can all suck my dick. Good night, everyone. And then that'll be my press release. So
I just thought that whole thing was fun. Holding a press conference. It was
brilliant.
It was otherworldly. It was just like. Is this really reality right now?
Ice Nose for 762. I'm trying to get in touch with my feminine side, but she is the kind of lesbian who would change the treads on a bulldozer. Nick Schulander, $1.99. Do you still keep tabs on coworkers from banking? Not really. I did keep tabs on, I know their names, so I can Google search them anytime. One became a pastor, of course, and found God, ran a church into the ground. Although he had a hot wife, and I was thinking a really great form of revenge would be to bang his wife. That'd be a really great form of revenge. And this was the dickhead banker that kept hounding me about this one client where I'm like, the numbers don't add up. It's a bad deal. And then the FBI wanted the files. That was that banker, and he knows who and he's an artist for Jesus. That kind of fucking fraud and fake.
An artist for Jesus?
Yes. You know how criminals or bad people,
sure.
They all of a sudden find Jesus or Christ and then they go hide behind it. This guy was a fucking scumbag piece of shit. He's either a knowing scumbag piece of shit or he truly was that stupid and naive. In either case, he's got a hot wife that I wouldn't mind banging.
But what kind of art would he do for Jesus?
Crucifixes. I don't know. What do you mean? What kind of art? Fuck, I don't know. Painting Mary, fishing. I don't know.
Okay.
Then the other guy, he died of a heart attack, and that's the one where I wanted to film me dancing to the American Bandstand song that you put together for me when I did dancing.
Yeah. Oh, that's from Escape from New York. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to dance a routine on his grave. Coming from side. And just jump violently on it, and my lawyer says, why do I have to tell you no to these things? And my lawyer is very exasperated with me at times. but he was definitely responsible for his fair share of the housing bubble here. There is a couple other bankers. I know their names, and they're in Wyoming. But again, kind of I don't have to lift a finger. They're their own worst enemy. They get divorced. They're all fired, or they don't have jobs. I can't find them anymore. I mean, you don't need revenge. You just have to let dumb people live their lives, and they're gonna make dumb decisions, and it's gonna affect them. That's what it is.
The best revenge is you winning, right?
And I've won.
Yeah, and that's
won,
I keep coming back to that here in South Dakota. It's just like we've won.
Yeah, we won. There's no reason for me to go to jail.
Right.
I don't need to shoot their kids. I don't need to show you how dark and warped my mind has become. I've thought hard and heavy, like, how do you exact the most amount of pain? Well, if you kill someone, they cease to exist. They don't suffer pain no more. You got to go after their kids. Now you get into really deep, dark shit. Like, well, do the kids deserve to die? Well, the kids would be put out of their misery very quickly, so they wouldn't even know. But then the parents would have to live with it. So if you really want to fuck with someone, you go after their kids.
That's that scene in Batman Begins. I keep coming back to that.
Did they go after the kids in that one?
No, it's Bruce Wayne goes into the bar where the mafia guy is, and he wants to go in there and basically show him he's not scared, and all this stuff. And so the mafia guy's like, I respect your passion, your heart here, kid. You're not thinking this through. You're not thinking about that little friend of yours that works in the DA office. You're not thinking of your
secretary,
butler. You're not thinking of, and so, yeah, it's always other people that
you like that dog, don't you?
Yes,
nice
exactly.
It's
always other people. I mean, when people have, and that's what he says, you think you got nothing left to lose. You're not thinking this through. Most people still have something to lose.
Well, what was the, was it a movie? Something else? Oh, remember The Punisher?
Which one? Which version?
The one with Dolph Lundgren, I think it was. John Travolta?
I love the Dolph Lundgren one is not with John Travolta.
What's the one with John Travolta?
That's the one with, what's his name? Shoot. He made a good Punisher, but
he goes after the family. He gets John Travolta to kill his own damn wife.
Right. But that wasn't the Punisher, though.
What was that?
No, I'm saying that movie, it was called The Punisher, but the Punisher doesn't go set up fire hydrants to frame people. The Punisher just goes and kills people. Right. That's what the Punisher does. You're right. He did punish mightily, but that was not how the Punisher would punish.
Anal retentive.
I love the Punisher. I've always loved the Punisher.
And that erroneous version of the Punisher, he goes after the family.
He's setting up fire hydrants. What? Frank Castle would not set up fire hydrants.
The point is, none of this is necessary, either killing people directly or the family members, because for the most part, evil and dumb people will punish themselves. Pretty much every banker I worked with either got laid off or fired. There is one good banker I know who did good, and God bless him because he was a good banker. And there's been several other bankers. I think they'll do fine as well. But the bosses I've had and the vast majority of the bankers I worked for, dude, you can't run a money-losing operation forever. Especially if there's no more bailout money. And then all of a sudden the investors say, where's our original capital? And why are you asking for more capital? Then they audit and then they find out, oh, you guys are dumber than fuck. And then these people are fired. So, and here's the other, you know what another huge punishment for bankers are?
When they have to deal with the banks through their own bankruptcy?
No, they get to work in banking.
Right.
Now, one of these guys, look, good bankers make good loans and they don't have problems. All right. Every once in a while, something happens. A family member dies or the main cow loses, or I don't know, something. And there's even insurance for that kind of stuff. But bad bankers make bad loans and they get to deal with these bad loans all the time. These bankers, like 85% of their time is dealing with bad loans and trying to hunt down money. They're bill collectors. They're debt collectors.
Right.
They're not happy people. And it's like, bye. When
every job sucks, though, right?
Every job sucks, but theirs sucks even
worse.
more.
Yeah.
They even suck more. So I kind of do like to see them suffer. Like, it's like looking up the gals on Facebook from high school. Like, but I don't have to go to Milwaukee to torture them. They're torturing themselves. I just watched the show, man. I just watched the show.
I get the idea for wanting justice, and I think that's probably the best reason to believe in a God. It gives you that out of, well, one day they're going to get theirs, whether it's in this life or the next. If God is just, they're going to get what's coming to them. If God is perfectly just, and so if you put your faith in that, then that sort of eases the need for revenge, I guess, or eases the need for vengeance.
Dude, I so believe in karma because you can't be a dick.
No, right.
And life will beat the shit out of you. It will.
Well, God or the universe or whatever you want to call it.
Other people. Yeah. You make shitty loans. Oh my God. Look, now you're up shit creek and you have to a lot of these people make their own mess. You have 3 kids you can't afford. Well, you're pretty fucked even with the welfare. You thought you were this hot chick and you thought it was going to be like that forever. And all of a sudden you're 45, you're getting a little wrinkly, but you're still delusional. And then you're the 60-year-old woman like, you don't know how hard it is dating because you're married. Oh. How am I supposed to punish him more than that? Her wine-fueled crying as she calls up to her cats. You shave your head purple and blue and don't shave you hate men. At 22, how am I going to make your life worse? I mean, really, how am I? What am I going to come in there and hit you over the head with someone? No, let you live. Go. The worst thing, I'll tell you this story again. The worst thing I probably ever did to somebody was lie to that kid at the grocery checkout store, telling them to get a doctorate in theater.
That's the worst thing you ever did?
In terms of total pain to people?
Is this like Gran Torino? That this is the worst thing you've ever done? Like what? Really? That's the worst thing you ever did?
No, the worst thing I did was to 2 girls I was dating separately. Because I just had to eat and survive and wasn't paying attention. That was probably the worst thing in a short period of time. But in terms of total damage, let's say that kid did get a doctorate in theater, that would be the most damage I've ever wreaked on anyone. Yeah. But it was letting life happen to him. That was like me just encouraging him to go down his current path.
Okay, yeah, do that. Do that then.
Girls get over it. Girls get over the loss of Aaron. Don't worry. Girls, they may have cried themselves a little.
The worst thing I ever did was break up with that chick. Oh man, she's just missing out.
Now she's like, thank God. You see that fucker on that moron? I was dating that idiot. Could you believe I was torn up about him?
There aren't lots of fish in the sea. There's only one me.
Yep. What are those really ugly fish called? Like the blowfish or something?
Yeah.
Nonstop Dre for $1.99. Any plans on having a show with Turd Flinging Monkey in the future? Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him on. It's always the issue of time. You know how that goes.
That was where his channel got canceled, right? Or everything got shut down.
Demonetized or something. I don't know. But now that we got alternative platforms, I did tune into a couple of episodes of Turd Flinging Monkey because he actually is an economist. So he's got some really good economic stuff. And then he talks about this sex doll stuff. And I'm like,
this is my love bot from Serenity, right? From Firefly.
Anma6891 says, bankers in Wyoming. Wait, didn't we already talk about Down syndrome? That's a good one. Oh, scrolling.
That's
good.
It, I think. Yeah.
I think that's it. Well, what is it? 11:03. If anybody wanted to donate any more super chats, do it. All proceeds go to my house fund and my IRA and other boring conservative shit like that.
I wanted to ask you one last thing about the biggest story.
Yeah.
I think. Did you hear it all about the Epstein stuff?
Yes, I've heard about it. Now he was murdered, and
we think he was murdered.
Based on what I heard, it's pretty. I mean,
the medical examiner just came out and said, "Oh, he died from suicide. Yeah, those broken bones in his neck. When
you get broken bones, if you hang yourself,
I I think the one that's near your Adam's apple, yes.
Okay.
And I don't know, but there were multiple bones broken. So
No.
I think hashtag Clinton body count is real, and something happened there.
Trump could send in an investigation if he wanted. He could. See, I don't care about the politics. I just don't care.
But what I mean, don't you have any thoughts on it? Like my basic thought was, I mean, if this guy actually did get whacked and this all just kind of goes away and nothing happens,
right?
This deep state is so powerful. We have no idea how powerful it is.
Right.
And there is not a GD thing that we can do about it. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that we can do other than withdraw our consent like you and I have done. Move to a place of like-minded people. Don't support people that hate you. That's about all that you can do. Because I mean, I know you probably think this, that Trump was kind of our last chance to try to turn this thing around. And
I didn't think it could be. I'm surprised Trump won, frankly, but I didn't think Trump is because to turn things around, he would have had to do a lot more, a lot earlier with the Republican Congress while he had it, and he didn't.
But the Republicans didn't,
Well, yeah, but like the great one at sinlibsoc.com, his cynicism is 100% founded. I didn't expect Trump to do anything.
Right.
I don't expect anything to happen.
Right.
I wrote the book Enjoy the Decline.
Exactly.
And I'm really working hard on this, DT. I'm really trying to enjoy my last third of life.
Yes, I know.
My first 2/3 sucked, and I'm like looking death in the eye, and I'm like, you know what? I really got to be happier. And you'd be proud as to how it is a daily fucking struggle, man, to wake up, be positive, find something to do, usually by myself because no one's around to keep up with me. No one wants to have fun anymore. It is a pain. And I'll tell you this, even though it is a headache and a hassle, at least working on the house gives me something to do and something to look forward to.
Absolutely. I mean, isn't it nice to actually do something with your hands and actually accomplish something that you did? It's there because of you, whatever it is.
Yeah,
as opposed to fake things.
Mom and Dad handing it up to me. Right? No, I understand. But a man cannot live on bread alone. I would kill. Like I was just driving the motorcycle today. It's like, would I rather have a mistress on the side or just a good buddy? I'm like, I would totally have just a good buddy.
Right.
I don't care if it's the hottest redhead with the biggest tits. I'm like, dude, I'd kill for a buddy who'd go golfing with me today. That'd be really nice. Or I'd kill for someone to go have a cigar. It's almost like all the fun people died. It's almost like a disease has taken over because we used to have a great cigar bar over in Lilydale, and that closed down, and none of the cool guys go to the new cigar bar, and nothing wrong with the people at the current cigar bar, but they're not as fun. And then all my friends who don't have kids, or the kids are out of the house, or can take care of themselves, no one goes out and plays. I mean, they all want to stay in. And it's real hard to find something to look forward to in the day when, I guess, you ever play Call of Duty World at War?
I don't play any video games, actually.
Okay, so I'm up to a general level now. I'm a general. So I get different weapons. And I play online. Yes. Yeah. And I play against 10-year-olds.
That's why people don't go out and have fun, is because they're in these digital worlds.
Yeah, and
that's fulfilling enough for most people, I guess.
And then when you do go out to a place that's populated, it's filled with loud, drunk baby boomer women who are single. I'm like,
it's awful. I mean, I just try to avoid large concentrations of people as much as I can. I mean, even here in South Dakota, it's like, yes, there are less people here, so it's perfect for me. But people still largely suck. And so even though South Dakota, there's a higher percentage of people who don't suck, there still are people who suck. It's just a smaller percentage than Minnesota.
Right. I almost guarantee you, and I've kind of submitted myself to this fate. I'm going to be like that stereotypical samurai who's trimming his bonsai tree and trying to, and I'll be tending to my vineyard in the back, and I'll be meditating by my waterfall that I made myself.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah, boy, won't that be fun? No, it's serious. Like you and Doc, when they move, we're just gonna have cigars, and it'll just be us. That'll be about it.
You'll be tending your vineyards, making
welcoming
wine,
kimonos.
making some
Clary-san.
wine.
Yeah, making wine.
Uh-huh.
It'll be really boring.
So just back to this news thing. Just I think it does. I mean, it's. I just watched Batman or Dark Knight Rises last night. I've only seen that movie like 3 times, and one of the big messages in it was that the worst torture that you can put people through involves hope.
True.
Do you remember the whole thing where Bane is in the pit?
Nope, never saw that one. Never saw that one.
Okay, so there's this pit jail,
and
that's where Bane escaped from this pit jail or whatever. And the reason why it was such a torturous, horrible prison is that all the prisoners could look up and see daylight, could see that's the way out right there.
Right.
If I can climb good enough, if I can make this jump between these 2 stones or whatever, I can get out. And so it's that hope that is the true torture. And I think we on the right are really being tortured under Trump. I think if Hillary had won, we would just be like, screw it, it's over, it's done, this country's finished, dig in, lock and load, get ready, it's over, right? But since Trump won, it gave us hope, and we're just seeing that. No, it was over. It was over from the start.
I wrote the book for a reason. Yeah. If you guys are having trouble coming to grips with reality, go Enjoy the Decline, Accepting and Living with the Death of the United States. I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong.
It's not just the death of the United States. It's the death of humanity.
It's the death of humanity. It's death of freedom, right? Yeah. No, we're going to go back. I mean, the best we can hope for is we'll be like Brazil. Oh, great. I think they launched a rocket on a mountain one time. I don't know what their accomplishments were.
But you're right. There's nothing. If this is, some people are trying to say, well, oh no, he's in the witness protection program. He didn't actually die. They got him out of there. They're still going to get everybody. They're still going to take the whole, pedophile network down and all these people that are involved in nefarious things and the Clintons and all that. It's all coming. It's all coming. We got a year left until the next election. Are you kidding me? Nothing's going to happen. And the Democrats will steal it. The Democrats will steal it, and it'll be over.
So why are we talking about this then?
Because I think it's. Why
don't we all just tune into the Clary podcast and have a good old time? Why don't we all go golf and have fun instead and have sex with stripper poles? Huh?
That's true, but you're always going to get that question of, well, we need to do something about what's going on. We need to do something. And this is like an exclamation point. But this is like a look over here. This guy who is the most important witness probably ever, they killed him in jail.
Yeah.
They went in there and they freaking killed him. And it's all going to get swept under the rug. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's over.
Yeah.
Because they're too powerful.
But you know what? I had extra ginger for free with my Poke Bowl today, and that made me happy. I'm serious. I'm serious.
I know, but someday that extra ginger will not be there, and so I guess what you're saying is
AR-15 and the Tavor X95 will be out.
I guess you're saying enjoy the moment, enjoy now, because it's going to be fleeting.
I'm trying so hard, and I've had some success. I golfed a lot out in Vegas. I went for a great hike and a great ride. The number one thing is I don't have enough people around. That's the problem, either mentally, philosophically, or physically. And that's
you really need people. You need people that much. Like I've been
by myself most of the time. I patrolled by myself. Security. Chicago was fun. I had some friends in Chicago. Then I went back to the Twin Cities, work security. I did have a pretty good social life in my mid to late 20s and 30s. There was ballroom. People would go out. And then, man, right about 32, 33, either people moved out or they just got. I understand if you got kids. I don't understand when your kids are gone or you don't have kids and you're tired. And that's the disease that's affecting 75% of the people right now. I've solved. I don't worry about this politics shit anymore. I don't care. I also had high blood pressure. I got that down, thankfully.
But you're like an uber extrovert then. That you
No,
really need,
no,
like
I just
you need people to energize, or because like when I'm around people, it drains me. I prefer
well,
to
you
be
also
by
are
myself.
around people though. In what form?
Well, yeah, my kids and my wife.
Right, your kids. I don't have a kids or a wife. I do have a girlfriend, but I don't have a wife.
But
And I
I've
don't have
always
kids.
been, even before that, I've never enjoyed.
Well, then you and I can
So
train one. I'll train you to not give a shit about politics. You train me how to sit here. I guess I'll
you
go
have to
become
kind
a
of like to
3-star general on World War II Call of Duty.
liking to read is a good thing, a good way to.
You know
be
what?
into it.
Here's the main thing. One of the main reasons I'm going out to South Dakota is because there I really don't need people. I throw on my headphones and I go hike and I go look for agates. I go look for fossils and I hike across the Badlands. And there I can kind of do it. The playground is big
Right.
enough. I love that place enough. I can do it. Here in the Twin
We
Cities,
we just did the loop today, from Pactola down to Horse Thief
Keystone.
Lake, through Hill
okay.
City and
Yeah.
around. It is so beautiful. I mean, it is,
Yeah.
and they've had a lot of rain here, so it's green. It's just hills of green everywhere with just fantastic rock features, and it's just beautiful. And we drove 20 minutes out, maybe 20 minutes. It's right in our backyard, basically, and so yeah, I mean, I can see how that will help.
It does. But I'm very happy when I'm out in South Dakota.
Yeah, but you really do need like.
I need a profession. I need to go talk. What I would have a job normally in the back. Another huge thing is I'm by myself the entire day, working on shit just by myself.
Yeah. But I mean, your girlfriend isn't like your buddy, isn't like.
Well, she is, but what is she supposed to do? Hang out with me all the time? And I don't want to just hang out with the girl. Like I said, you give me a redheaded mistress with big tits or a buddy chum, I'll take the buddy chum. I need guys to talk to.
What about both, man? What if they're both?
It doesn't happen. That doesn't exist. And you can't just have one. You need other people. And even if it's a working relationship, someplace to go. So it's almost bad enough that I was thinking about getting another job. Just to have, just to go and talk to people and have something to do. Because I'm not in a good place right now. I think this has kind of ran its course. It's great and wonderful for the first couple of years because you're exploring and adventuring and riding all over here, dude. I've been every place.
Right.
I've been every place. I don't need to. There's Kings Canyon and another canyon south of Yosemite that I haven't been to yet. That'll be another motorcycle ride, but no, I can't go on like this forever. So
you don't have like good conversation with your girlfriend, like?
I do, but it's nothing like it. But you need guys. You need guys. I can't tell her, hey, you see the tits on that gal? Oh my God, let's do it about this time. I say, you can't exactly. Why don't you talk to Mrs. DT about other women's tits? See how that goes over there.
I sometimes, she's pretty hot, type of thing. I'm not one to, I mean, if I'm looking at somebody and she'll look at me and say, what are you looking at her for? And it's like, because she's hot, and she looks good.
Anyway,
I do like what's her name is Catwoman in that.
Julie Newmar,
Dark Knight Rises, whatever her name is. She's like, I don't like her as Catwoman. Oh, I do. she's working for me.
$1.99 from Nick Schulander. Did Ahmed ever get on the show? How'd it go? He did. We had a podcast. We had an episode. I don't know if it was Older Brother or my Aaron Cleary YouTube channel.
Who's Ahmed?
He's a regular. He tunes in.
Okay.
Sharp young man.
I liked it when an Atham was on because I kept on thinking of Speedy Gonzalez.
How do you get Speedy Gonzalez?
Because he kind of talks like Speedy Gonzalez.
He doesn't talk like Speedy.
Yeah, he does. He sort
Speedy
of does.
Gonzalez had a small little, senor.
Exactly.
He was
or maybe it was Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Slowpoke
I don't know. It was one of those guys.
Slowpoke Jose. Yeah.
It made me smile because I never heard Atham talk, and it's like, oh, that's awesome.
He doesn't sound like he sounds like Atham. He
sounds a little bit like Speedy Gonzalez. It was good.
Was it Slowpoke Rodriguez?
It was Slowpoke or whoever. Yeah,
Rodriguez.
Those racist cartoons,
Oh yeah, Slowpoke Rodriguez. He's got his little little, what's it called? What do they call carpet bagging, where they put the carpet up on the stick?
No, I don't know.
Well, senor.
I thought it was good. It's fun hearing people's voices because you don't know. It's one thing to see their faces, which nobody's seen my face, but it's a whole different thing to hear how they talk.
Yep. All right. That's it. I think we're caught up on the super chats. I'm going to go get some soda water at the grocery store. Sometimes for fun, DT, what I do is I go to the grocery store at like late hours of the evening.
And you chat with the checkout clerk?
No. I just
You're not friendly with it. Maybe you should be more friendly with the checkout clerk.
It's never the same people, DT. It's never the same people.
Really? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, in a livable, walkable community, they are the same people.
All right.
And the millennials will have a community where they can talk to people and get to be friends with everybody.
I hope you sell your house to some baby boomers for an egregious price.
That's the plan.
All right, I got to get going. Thank you for being on the show, DT. Everybody, thank you for tuning in and for the super chats. It'll all go to the Poke Bowl Fund, the Stripper Pole Fund, the Stripper Bucket Fund. I would like to think it would go to something like, retirement fund, but yeah, what am I, an old stodgy? And you know what? If we get enough and you guys dedicate it, I will get a different color bra to hang up from the light there. And that's it. Where can people find you where you never create any content anymore, DT?
My YouTube channel is Don T Tread. My Twitter page is Don_T_Tread. Don't tread. And my Facebook, I've had to change the name multiple times. It is Landon T Treadwell III. I've had to change my name 3 times, and in the middle of Landon T Treadwell is Don T Tread.
Wonderful. So when are you going to set up the ACDT?
Not probably on any schedule that will satisfy you.
Okay. You can do it randomly. You get a couple seed episodes.
Right. I'd probably just do it on the Don T Tread channel, right? I mean, that would make the most sense.
That's fine. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. What do I know about social media and running podcasts? Yeah, I just have a house in South Dakota.
Well, what would you call it? The ACDT podcast?
Yeah, the ACDT podcast. Yeah, I mean, maybe go YouTube ACDT, although you have to have a certain amount of subscribers to get that. Yeah. Or set up a blog and a website. You don't need me to handhold you on this. You know how to do this.
Oh, I know.
All right, say hi to Bert and Ernie for me.
I will.
Give my love to the Mrs. DT, and will you take us out?
Love.
Oh, wait, hold it. Well, I'm getting ahead of things. If you would like to help out the podcast, you can go to olderbrother.com/donate, where there's 3 ways to do it. You can make a direct donation via PayPal, in which case you get nothing. You can donate to Patreon, which you will get some. You get access to the Road Trip podcast, Mary Jo's Pinup Picks, and the article Sanity is the Future of Wealth. So that's there as well. And then the third and best way, I would say, is to do all your shopping through the Amazon affiliate program. You find that link as well at olderbrother.com/donate. Click on that banner, whether you're logged into Amazon or not. And then anything you buy, I get a 6 to 7% cut. You don't pay anything more, and you're going to spend that money anyway. So why not take the money out of Jeff Bezos and Jeff Bezos' ex-wife and give it to me instead? I'll dedicate a wing to like Jeff Bezos. I'm like, the stripper pole is dedicated to Jeff Bezos' money went to buy this stripper pole. Maybe even possibly buy the stripper pole on Amazon.com.
Be some Amazon jungle decorations.
I don't know. Now you make me think about how I want to decorate the chamber. I'll figure out how to decorate the chamber.
That sounds like Jeffrey Epstein's type stuff.
There are going to be no children in the chamber.
You might want to call it something other than the chamber.
The chamber.
That sounds like a horror movie. I'm sorry.
All right, now you can take us out appropriately.
Toodles.